I want to talk about being a creator in this day and age and running a business as a creator and what I would do differently if I were to start becoming a creator today rather than 5 years ago. If this is your first time here, I just want to say hi, hope everything's good with you, and welcome to the channel, and to all of you that has been here for a while, boom, you rock. Being a creator is something that might seem very glorious and very attractive to a lot of people that are watching the videos, but there's also this backside of running a business that a lot of you don't see. And I'm not saying that this job is not fun, because it's one of the best jobs that I've ever had, but there's also a huge amount of work that you got to do in order to get to this point. And when I started my YouTube channel, or when I started to become a creator, then I didn't really know anything about running a business with profit, or how I would go about to work with different brands and what I should focus on and this and that, and quitting my daytime job. And there's so many different variables that comes into play when you want to become a creator. And I feel like I have a little bit of experience right now to talk about some of the things that I think can help you on your journey. And one of the first things that is extremely important is to own your skill set. And when I say that, I mean don't strive away too far from what you're actually good at. Say, for example, that you're really good at using camera and you can shoot some cool movies and edit those together and provide the client some cool results in a kind of quick turnaround. Then try to focus on that as much as you possibly can, instead of trying to become a good drone pilot or become a good photographer or building websites or trying to make graphic design. Like, the more you try to do as a freelancer, the worse you're going to be on one specific thing, and the better other people are going to be at that specific thing. When I started my business as a freelancer within this videography realm, I thought that I needed to have a bunch of different legs that I could stand on. So I started taking photos, I shot videos, and then I tried to do some sort of like short commercials and build websites and trying to do sort of like graphic design. What I realized was that I was just creating more and more work for myself that didn't actually pay off, because I needed to fix all of these things instead of trying to focus on one thing and provide a really good end product to the client. And when you're actually taking the step to become a freelancer or stand on your own two legs, then it's very important that you have saved up some money so that you know that you can fall back on that in case you aren't getting any clients. I'm just saying that you shouldn't do it the way that I did and just jump from the cliff and then hoping for the best that the parachute will magically appear and then you can just glide down. In most cases, you need to have some sort of like buffer of money in your backpack in order for you to be able to make that transition. And doing the transition from a regular daytime job to becoming a freelancer is something that will be daunting. It will be hard and it will not be easy. I have never worked as much as I did when I quit my daytime job. There was so many hours that I spent just trying to figure out different clients that I could get, trying to practice and see what I could become good at and what I could sort of like bundle up and sell to potential clients. Just work. And there's almost no rest, because you're always thinking about the next thing so that you can have money for the next month. And that is what I said, have a little bit of money saved up, a little bit of dough. And before you actually take the jump to become a freelancer, I think it's very important that you invest in the right tools and don't buy unnecessary shit. It might sound hard, but buy the things that you actually know can generate the money back from the investment that you make. For example, if you buy a camera, you know that you can produce some good content with that camera, but you also need to have a laptop that can handle the files that is coming from that camera. So make sure you have both of those in place and that you can start producing the content with those two tools. The more stuff you buy for your business, the more you have to justify the purchase and make sure that you can actually get the money back from the purchase that you're making. I think that is where accounting really comes in, and learning accounting is a key skill that I highly recommend you to do. I did not know anything about accounting 2 years ago, but ever since I started an LLC, I have been diving deep into every single hole that I possibly can in order to learn as much as I can about different tax deductions that I can do for my business, how I can gain the most profit from my business as well. And this is going to be different all the different countries that you have, because here in Sweden we have a very high tax rate. Maybe in the US you have a different tax rate, and depending on where you are in the world, you need to figure out what it is that is available for your country and the business that you are running. And in the beginning of my business days, I was something that I would call a sole proprietor, but I kind of realized as soon as I started up my LLC that I should have done that sooner, because having an LLC gives you a whole lot more benefits than being a sole proprietor, at least here in Sweden. If my LLC were to go bankrupt, I am not liable for the bankruptcy of my business. The government takes care of that, which is great. But learning how different tax deductions work can help you to create a more profitable business. For example, if you are making videos just like me and you want to create your own YouTube studio, then it's very important that you know how to deduct the different things that you're purchasing for your own studio. For example, I got a flashlight here, tax deductible, because it's set design. I want to have it here when I'm making videos, and when I'm shooting sort of like B-roll off my products, I can just add it in there and make sure that it looks good and the way that I want it to look. So if you're making YouTube videos, for example, knowing about the different tax deductions that you can make is definitely going to help you sort of like find your own way. But when it comes to having an LLC and knowing all of those things, I highly recommend you to have someone that can help you to do that. Have an accountant. If you can't afford an accountant, then learn everything that you can until you can afford an accountant. And last thing is going to be kind of obvious, but saving up as much money as you can. The more money that you can save up for your business, the more you have to fall back on in case you don't have any clients, or in case you're not going to be able to make videos because you're getting sick, or in case something happens to your family and you need to take care of them. So the more money that you have saved up, the better it's going to be for your business as well. And if you have the possibility, investing in different projects that can bring you sort of like a recurring revenue stream is something that I highly recommend. I am working on something that I can't really tell you about just yet, but it's going to be close. It's very close. And it's definitely going to be a next step in my business. I can't wait to share it with you, but invest in different recurring revenue streams, such as creating your own LUTs. That's a great thing. And designing a website that can host a course. Then you have invested in sort of like a recurring revenue stream. Those are a couple of things that I wish that I knew when I started out my journey, and something that I wish I could tell myself if I were to go back 5 years. Hope that you learned something and hope you found this video interesting. If you did, do give it a thumbs up, because it feels like you're watching the videos but you're not giving it a thumbs up. I'm a little bit sad. Nah, I'm just kidding. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that as well. Peter from Sweden is saying goodbye. Hej då!